Hello StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Petit Drogo and Bomber on Orbital Shipyard. In the top side of Orbital Shipyard, we have the blue Protoss player from My Insanity. It is the French player Petit Drogo. And in the bottom left of Orbital Shipyard, we have the red Terran player. Everybody knows him, everybody loves him. It is Bomber. Alright, so Bomber versus Petit Drogo here on Orbital Shipyard. This is from DreamHack that wrapped up a couple of weeks ago, so I hope you enjoy this game. Get buckled on in because it is proving to be an amazing one just based on who's participating already. Bomber is throwing down, obviously, a supply depot, and there comes a gateway coming up as well. It is not a Nexus first play from Petit Drogo, makes a lot of sense. Neither a command center first play. Both of these players have too much respect for each other to go for a crazy macro style opening. They're going to be very safe instead and just do what they can to do their standard builds. And actually, holy smokes, am I a liar? Is Bomber going for a command? Bomber did go command center first. Oh, my predictions are so bad. All right, we'll have to see if Petit Drogo is going to be able to punish this. I believe he's going more standard here. Obviously, the gateway is about to finish. However, barracks coming up for Bomber. He should have enough to actually hold on to any kind of aggression that comes in here. This build is just pretty strong. For Bomber, he is obviously going to have some units to defend. Petit Drogo doesn't look like he's planning on making anything anytime soon. Perhaps some Adepturas will come out, but he did go for the Gateway Expand himself. So I feel like the economy is definitely going to favor Bomber, but the tech will be a little bit more quick. Coming out for Petit Drogo, we'll have to see what he can do with that. Taking a second assimilator, we're probably going to see some Adepturas. Adepts do fairly well against Terran in the early game just because they do two-shot Marines, 23 damage versus light units. Marines don't have enough hit points to survive more than 2 of those shots, and they will die. A double, it's a 3 barracks opener here from Bomber. All right. 3 barracks opener with Marine coming out of that one. What's it continuing as well? Yep, there comes the Adept and the Mothership Core. So fairly standard stuff here from Petit Drogo. I've seen this build a whole bunch of times. Absolutely. Full workers on the gas. Should see a, I want to say either a Twilight Council or maybe against Terran. Blinkstalker can be pretty good. But at the same time, Stargate with some Oracle Harass can be fantastic as well. We'll have to see exactly what Petit Drogo wants to do. And is this just, it's just Marines coming out here for Bomber right now. He's got 3. Yep, so basically he's going to be able to deal with any kind of Oracle Harass that might come his way. This number of Marines that he'll have very soon is going to be enough to deal with that. Absolutely. Adept Harass can't get through this wall. So Bomber is kind of systematically removing everything Petit Drogo can do to him in the early game. And we'll have to see how Petit Drogo deals with these. He is getting the Twilight Council that could be Dark Templar, but more likely going to be used for Blink. Possibly for Archons as well. Archons can be pretty good. Here comes the Psionic Transfer moving on up the ramp here with the Shade and can see 2 barracks, and that's it. No scouting. Shades cannot get through buildings. They can pass through units. If a unit was holding this wall, could actually get through, but unfortunately for the Shade, cannot pop through those barracks, and very sad times indeed. Marauder on the way. Stim being researched as well as an engineering bay coming up here. The Adept is slowly whittling down this supply depot. Only does 10 damage versus buildings and non-light units though, so she decides she's going to take her talents elsewhere, not really worry about things. And these Marines are worried. They are really worried about some Oracle pressure. Look at this, throwing down right inside this mineral line, saying, no, you come in here, you will die. Petit Drogo is not actually going to do that, though. He's getting Blink, obviously, with the Twilight Council. The Robo Facility just finished here. And what is coming out here? Obviously, an Observer first. Couple gateways coming on down, and it could be Disruptor play. Although against a player as good as Bomber, as good at splitting as Bomber, I don't think this is really going to work out too well. But again, I mean, is Bomber just waiting for drops? I mean, I guess it could have been a Warp Prism Harass, could have been there by now, assuming this wasn't a Nexus, it wasn't here, it was a 1 base play, but no scouting whatsoever for Bomber, has not scanned anything, no, has no idea what is beyond the nose on his face right outside this front door, playing extraordinarily defensively here in the early game. What is his long-term plan? I mean, again, he's getting that Stim, he's continuing to make Marines and Marauders, he's finally now making a Starport, a little bit late. End of the game, I'd have to say, but if Petit Drogo was going for that Oracle Harass, it would have been shut down hard, and Bomber would be ahead. However, Petit Drogo throwing down a 3rd Nexus, because why not? And another Observer coming out, Robo Bay on the way. So that could be Colossus. That could also, again, be the Disruptor. Disruptors can be very, very good. They do one-shot Marines. They one-shot Marauders in large clumps. But again, with Bomber's splitting ability, I'm not sure if that is the correct decision that Petit Drogo needs to make here. Warp Prism definitely on the way out of that Robo facility now. And Blink just finishing. Just fantastic play here from our French Protoss player. Really high APM from both of these players currently. Just absolutely insane. Observer looks around and says, all right, so a lot of bio units, a surprisingly high number of bio units here. Third command center being constructed on the low ground. Bomber feeling very extraordinarily confident there's not an army sitting outside his front door, which is weird because how does he know that? Just game sense, man. Game sense it is. And here comes the Warp Prism with 4 Adepts on the inside. Extended Thermal Lance and Colossus on the way for Petit Drogo. Going Colossus against this bio push. I'm not sure if I like that strategy from him. Meanwhile, a push coming out at the same time. They might pass each other depending on the paths. No, I think the Warp Prism is going to pass just out of range of the Medivacs, which means neither player has any idea these drops are coming. What's left at home? Basically 6 Marines against 4 Adepts. I think the Adepts win that battle. And a bunch of Stalkers at home as well. What's in this drop? Marines, Marauders. They do have Stim. They do have +1 attack, +1 armor on the way, as well as concussive shields and combat shields. Combat shields and concussive shells. That's what I meant to say. Pushing right on up here. Photon Overcharge does chase the army away. Blinking on up, trying to get that Medevac. Can't quite do it. Going to retreat back to the safety of this as well. Where's that Colossus going? It's heading back, I think, maybe to defend the base, but that's not where Bomber is. And Warp Prism just kind of backs on out, coming in for another go here. Have to see if it works, but a Bomber is waiting for it now. And heading back home here is Bomber, saying, all right, if you have Colossus... Did he see the Colossus? Did the Colossus engage in that attack? I'm not sure if it did. I think it popped out a little bit too late for that. Warp Prism does not want to drop where there are units. Oh, catching it here, though. And, oh, look at that stutter step micro. Taking down a full Warp Prism of Adepts. There is Bomber. Woo! Liberators on the way for Bomber. Continuing those upgrades on those biological units. Resonating Glaives being researched for the Adepts. An Adept Colossus Stalker play with some sentries as well. Yep, here come the Adepts. Warping right on in. The Resonating Glaives upgrade does allow the attack speed of the Adepts to increase by 45%, increasing their DPS quite a bit. So again, here at the 7-minute mark, both players have kind of poked at each other, but nobody's really thrown a solid haymaker yet. Both players are playing extremely defensively. I believe they are both familiar with each other's aggressive styles. They don't want to die to a drop. They recognize that's a very dangerous thing here. Bomber just going straight up. Marine, Marauder, Liberator, Medevac. No Widow Mines here today for the Terran player. Armory coming up as well for Bomber, just hitting that timing perfectly for +3/+3, which he wants to go for here as soon as he gets +2/+2, which he's just about to finish +1/+1 here. So maybe jumping ahead of the gun a little bit. Armor being researched as well for Petit Drogo. So 3 base to 3 base. Petit Drogo has not shown any interest in taking a 4th quite yet, taking out this unbuildable plate structure. Almost, but not quite taking it out. That was kind of funny. This another Warp Prism. Nope. Hallucinated Phoenix checking to make sure that Bomber has not taken another base down here. Possibly. No. No, definitely has not. This factory scouting things out. It's all barracks all the time. And starports, I guess, for Bomber. Templar Archives coming up, possibly for Archons, possibly for Storm. We'll have to see how that works out as well. And moving up this left side, trying to see if there's a 4th base. Oh, now taking a 4th base. But unfortunately, a Marine is here, and the rest of the army is here as well. The Colossus. I'm not sure how Liberators do against Colossus. And look at this. Bomber actually destroying the rocks to get up on this high ground. Gonna kill these rocks. I think possibly this is just to give him an additional avenue of attack, is what he's doing this for. It's kind of a hassle to walk all the way around this middle thing. If you can kind of walk through the middle, it's better for you. So the Liberators are heading straight somewhere, curving around the left now. Again, kind of a roundabout path to assault on this 4th base, but whatever Bomber wants to do. The army's here for Petit Drogo. 3 pylons up, ready to photon overcharge. Oh, Colossus are here. 4 of them. They do actually have +1 armor. No attack upgrades, though, surprisingly. Stalkers getting a Liberator. Nice little pickup there in the very beginning. Archons. Yep, Archons being morphed in. +1 attack on the way. Storm as well, though, here. The Blink Stalkers focusing down what they can. Blinking out of those circles of death, stimming forward, almost getting a Colossus. Not quite able to do it, though. That Colossus is so low on health. 2 hit points, but it does do full damage until it's completely dead here. Adepts walking through circles of doom get evaporated. A bit of a misclick there, I think, by Petit Drogo, picking up reinforcing units. Liberators as well coming from the backside. They're going to force a cancel, though, on this Nexus is the Terran army. And yes, no, they didn't force the cancel. It's still alive somehow. And no, it does get taken down. Huge battle here. Guardian Shield going up as well. The Colossus in the back doing terrible, terrible damage to everything here, forcing a full retreat from Bomber. Retreating, but very happy that he killed that 4th base, forcing a replant by Petit Drogo. Blinkstalkers want their revenge, blinking forward on top of those retreating Marauders, and this command center is being upgraded to an orbital command. It is not a planetary fortress, surprisingly enough here. So +2 armor, yes, is on the way for the infantry, for the Terran army, and actually Petit Drogo is pushing his advantage here, coming right on in with these Stalkers. +1/+1 on these guys. I'm not sure if this is where they want to be. There's a lot of Marauders blinking back as best they can. Now trying to focus down the Liberators at the front lines, allowing the rest of the units to live. All Liberators but 1 are gone. Colossus are actually going to be able to kill this with the help of their friends, the Stalkers, sniping it down. It is burning. It is falling. A Liberator does get picked up again. This Blinkstalker play against Liberator is scintillating from Petit Drogo, turning back to make sure that command center actually falls. And look at this unit's loss tab. 12 Liberators have died. 16 Stalkers have died. That's fairly even, but usually you see the Stalker count a lot more. Going after add-ons here, blinking forward, taking out supply depots, just standing in here now. The Stalkers can't retreat quite yet. Colossus moving back to their maximum range with their extended thermal lance, trying to kill what they can, and just regrouping again. All these units coming across the map here. Both players losing their 4th base, but 4th base now finishing for Petit Drogo. 66-65 total harvesters. Bomber does have a higher supply overall. Upgrades looking very good for Petit Drogo as well. And a bit of a breather here at the 11-minute and 59-second mark into the 12-minute part of this game. Is this a storm drop? Why are these guys all by themselves? Okay, they're regrouping with the rest of the army. The music takes a bit of a break. We're going to move into something else here. The Adept making sure this does not get taken without Petit Drogo's information. And now he knows, and the Adept dies for that knowledge. Vikings double pumped. Liberators, double pumped. Bomber is not giving up on these Liberators. Look at this. He has 4 already again. +3 attack on the way for his ground units. Colossus, Zealot charge on the way for Petit Drogo. And looks like an Observer got taken down by that missile turret. A little bit sloppy there as well by our Protoss player. But again, army counts just about maxed out for both of these players. Zealot, Colossus warping in. Army picking up and boosting out for Bomber. Oh no, I don't think Petit Drogo sees this. This could turn into a base race. I don't know if there's enough to defend against this attack from Petit Drogo, and I don't know if there's enough back home to defend against this drop from Bomber. So, trying to decide what angle of attack he wants to take here is Drogo, and deciding actually not to go that way at all. Chasing them, however, are these Liberators. Be very, very careful. There are a lot of Stalkers on the ground here. Again, blinking forward, trying to snipe, but a big, big drop here in the natural base of Petit Drogo. All these drones need to run for their lives, going for it here, but again, defender mode circles are just forcing the army back. Long distance mining here is Bomber. This army is unopposed, going after the Nexus. Kablooey! Moving on up to the main base, the army for Petit Drogo trying to kill what it can, and actually going to get a lot of these transferring transferring SCVs as well. Absolutely massacring these guys. However, once again, nothing is really here to stop this. Mothership Core ends up dead. A big storm on all these units, but the Templar does end up dead as well. Colossus falling. No more Colossus are left. Immortals are in this group, though. Defender mode circles. Look at that overlay of circle. And again, this group refuses to die. They are +3. Oh, +2. Anyway. +3 again is on the way, not quite there yet. Forced to retreat home as Petit Drogo. He does not want to lose all of his production facilities here. He's losing forges. He's going to lose his robotics bay and his Templar archives. Meanwhile, another attack coming up the left side for Bomber. Wants to go after this space. Is there another Mothership Core in production? I don't think there is. There is nothing available to throw down a photon overcharge at all to hopefully save this. The army for Petit Drogo does show up in time, though, and just getting melted by these units. A huge storm, though, killing a lot of those bio units. They are very low on health, as was there. Coming from the backside here is Bomber. Another storm. The attacking units do get destroyed and picked off in the air. Bomber's forced to retreat, but he has expanded here Expanded here and expanded here. It's 44 to 51 harvesters. Protoss is somehow up on that count. His probes, he ran them away better than I expected him to do so. And does he have... He has 12 workers in this gas. Oh no, Drogo. Oh no, 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 no. That's not good. Why do you have 12 workers in gas? You need to put some over here. I wonder... Is he wondering where his workers are? It's so hard to see this. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now he is... What happened? I don't know. Either way, an Adept is up here killing some workers. Big attack over here as well. Storm's going down on everything. I do like the Storm play better than the Colossus play just in general. Small group of bio units here getting stormed and killed as they're just trying to rejoin all of their buddies. Over here, Adept again running up to join her friend, trying to take down an orbital command all by their lonesome. Drogo's kind of coming back here, going for the Dark Shrine, because when behind Dark Shrine is what they always say. 6 Templar getting warped in. There they are, immediately turning into Archons with +2 attack, 43 damage versus biological, and oh no! Oh, the drops! Oh, Medevac 1 dies. Bomber was lucky more than that, did not fall. Flew right over those Archons and those Stalkers, and pushing his advantage again here is Drogo with a lot of storms available. These units are very clumped up. They do not care about the Liberators that are running right on in. The Liberator dies. Storms on all of these units, completely destroying Marines, Marauders, losing units in the front as well. Archons are trying to morph on in, but is it going to be in time? The Concave looking very strong here for Bomber, getting all around the outsides of this army and completely evaporates what Drogo has available, warping in more Zealots. I don't know if that's the answer here for the Protoss player. An Immortal coming down as well. This base is completely saturated, as is this one. And it's just, I don't know, the Bomber machine right now looking way, way, way too strong. Finally bringing this orbital command back after being under assault by Adepts. Dark Templars being warped in, High Templars being warped in. 184 to 112 total supply, 52 to 54 harvesters, but again, only 2 bases mining right now. Probably could put some workers up here as well, but does need to replace that Nexus. In order to do so, does Petit Drogo. So single Archon, I just don't know what is going to happen here for our French player representing my insanity. He is playing his heart out right now. He's going to try to harass this orbital command that has nothing defending it. Actually, this Stalker could probably get some kills. The army's being pulled all the way back here to try to deal with the Dark Templar assault, which has actually been going on here, killing what they can. And there's the scan. The Dark DTs do end up dead, taking a Marauder with them. And yep, an orbital command does fall. So exactly what Petit Drogo needed was a distraction for Bomber's army. Throw to the distraction down here, come up here, kill this command center, and get the heck on out. So number of mining bases is now officially basically down to 2 right now for Bomber, but you know, has a bigger army, 197 and 137 total supply. Coming on in again, scans, storms on top of everything, defender mode circles, throwing down damage. Dodging out of it again though is Petit Drogo, moving on back. The Templar are not very fast and they're getting picked off in the end. And here comes the Terran machine pushing on up, trying to do what they can do to kill everything that is going on here for the Protoss player. Defender mode circle again being dodged by Petit Drogo. The Mothership Core is here to throw down some photon overcharges if necessary, chrono boosting the gateways. More units need to come out, finally finishing that charge upgrade that was just about to finish. I think when the Templar Archives was killed the first time around, Zealots being warped in, charged Zealots. The army dancing back and forth here for Bomber. Long distance mining, it looks like, with SCVs over here. Archon gets destroyed before even getting a shot off here. Storm, bit of a whiff there. More damage to his own Zealots than anything else. And are the Zealots ready to charge on in? Not quite yet. Storm and Zealot is a pretty good combination against this particular composition for Terran, but I just think the army advantage is too much for Bomber, pushing right on in. Marines, Marauders, Medevacs, Liberators as well. The Mothership Core on the front lines is going to get evaporated, and that's it. A GG from Petit Drogo. Bomber's victorious, and Petit Drogo has left the game. Woo! Pretty amazing PVT there. I loved the use of Liberators here from Bomber. He must have made, let's see, how many does he have now? 1. But he lost 24 Liberators in that game. He committed to Liberators, man, and it worked. Anytime, I guess for the last half of the game anyway, Petit Drogo was dodging them. Anytime he didn't dodge them, he took a lot of damage. Early on, I feel like Petit Drogo dealt with them very well. He had a high Stalker count, and the ground units for Bomber weren't really enough to chase the Stalkers away. So he focused them down with Blink. He was able to kill a whole ton of Liberators in that early game, and again throughout the whole match. But if you're focusing down Liberators and not actually killing Marines and Marauders, it can kind of go badly for you. So in the long run, I just think in the end, Bomber just had too much production. He had these 2 mining bases for a long time, almost mined this one out, it looks like, and that was enough to help him to win this game. Just amazing dodging of storms. Didn't take too much damage from those psionic storms. And in the end, Pit Drogo just didn't quite have the ability, didn't quite have the army to do it. So well played by him, well played by Bomber. And that's it for me. So thank you so much for watching. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.